Happy Thick Girl Thursday! We made it, y'all. Another one. Shouts out to everybody, man, who's about to check in. Your girl, Frankie Robinson. We did it again. Super happy. Super happy. And blessed to have another week. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Yeah, man. Next week, I will not be here. Hey, Barb. I won't be here. I'll be on vacation. Much needed, too. But thank y'all for tuning in. Shouts out to Lil Miss Ray Ray, who hooked up the beat today. And, of course, my girl Tati for always getting me right. Lavish Hair A&R. Hey, Jonathan Swain. And make sure you guys check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. Shouts out to my assistant, who I love, Slick Mick the Ruler. Thank you so much for all the help. Thank you. And thank you. Hey, D'Amica Bennett. What else? And please subscribe to Thick Girl Thursday's YouTube channel. Hey, Keitha. Yep, YouTube channel. Please, please, please subscribe. I'm going to be randomly giving away, picking subscribers who subscribes and who does my lashes. Thank you. These actually are strips. Lil Miss Ray Ray did this beat today, but normally I go to Misha or either I go to Lash Gang Chris. But thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to be randomly surprising my subscribers on YouTube, giving away all kinds of goodies. So make sure you go and subscribe now, Thick Girl Thursday's YouTube. And tonight, which reminds me, let me go on Do Not Disturb. Because don't nobody hit me up until I get on here. I promise you. It never fails. Tonight's guest is one of Chicago's own. Man, so proud of her. She is a... Hey, Peaches. What's up, babe? Everybody, shouts out to my Facebook Live fam down below. Sorry, y'all. Shouts out to everybody. My girl Trey White in the building. My girl Jennifer from Cali. Shouts out to my girl Peaches from Cali, Chi-Town Zone. Yes. Everybody checking in. Hey, Tracy Jones. Thank you, girl. Oh, hush up. So I see that shirt you got on. Tonight's guest is one of Chicago's own. Got it out the mud, man. Is raising kings and queens. Amazing mom. Doing her thing and always wears her crown. Hey, Shay, babe. Always wears her crown, man. I love her. She's amazing. Thank you very much. I'm getting a lot of compliments on the shirt. Y'all like the shirt? Love you back. But yeah, I still want to get a lot of Chicago's on. Oh, I miss you too. I know. It is what it is. God is good, moving me in different directions. I miss you too. I'm not that far away. Trust me. And you can catch me here every Thursday at 7 o'clock. Hey, little sis. Artis, you on both? You a dog with it. I love you. She watching me on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. Kirsten, I've been meaning to call you. Sorry, y'all. This is my baby. I've been meaning to call you. Every time I remember, I forget to call you and check on you and see how you and my nephew doing, man. As soon as I get off this, I'm calling you. I'm not going to forget. I'm not. Tonight's guest, she's so dope. She's super dope. And I appreciate just everything that she does. As far as, oh, I can do that. Oh, check that out. Oh, I'm finding something new, y'all. Messing with some stuff. I ain't want to do the eyes, though. How I turn that off? Okay. I ain't want to do the eyes, but... Uh, anyway, so how do I get this off of here now? I'm waiting on tonight's guest, Stacia Mack, to get on here right now. She is about to join us. So once I did not mean to put this filter on, but it's kind of cute though. Not so bad, huh? Should I leave it on or take it off, y'all? At any rate, she is going to be joining us momentarily. Oh, there we go. I know them eyes, though. They a little wild, ain't they? I wanted to take it off. Hey, Angie. My guest from last week is on here who y'all still DMing me about. Here she is. Tonight's guest, man. She's so dope. About to join us right now. There she is. Beautiful.
Hey.
Girl, I didn't turn on this damn filter and I got green eyes. See, that's why old people should not be messing with
you look amazing.
Thank you. And so do you. I'm so glad you came on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Man, I've been wanting to have you on because you, to me, set a example and a precedence for a lot of women who are mothers.
Thank you.
In my opinion, I feel like you exude what a lot of women should be doing with their children right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If y'all didn't know, this is Stacia Mack. This is Polo G's mama.
The one and only.
The one and only. Yes.
Hey, y'all.
Yes. Raising queens and kings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you from Chicago.
Yeah, the coldest. What do you say? From the Windy City where you're bound to see the coldest. What?
Period. What side of town you from?
We're from Cabrini, North Side.
Right.
Yeah.
Marshall Fields, right?
Yeah. Well,
yep.
We've lived both.
Okay. Yep. And I wanted to have you on because I wanted people to understand what supporting your children and supporting their dreams and still maintaining to keep a clean, quote unquote, image, because Polo really ain't out here like that at all, as far as, in the streets being wild, doing,
I just think, I feel that we have so many representations of what we don't want and what we don't want to be, that it's time that we step up and take accountability and show a positive representation of what we can be. And that goes from him as an artist and myself as a mother. And that's what I pride myself on. I raise my children to know that each day they walk out of our house, that they carry a nation on their back. They carry the Black race in their family. So, he's not above reproach. Shit, at one point in time, he was fighting 3 cases at one goddamn time because we all from the same Chicago. But tough love is still love, and I let them know that you take accountability for your mistakes, and if you're going through hell, you don't stop and burn at your core. You pivot, get the fuck up, and keep on moving. So with that being said, he's gone through some stuff, but that doesn't define the person that he is, and those are mistakes that he will continue to make, of course, not with the support system that he has.
Yeah, I think what I meant by that too is there's like as far as I know, and I'm like always heavy on the music scene, he is not in the middle of a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly. No, for sure.
Definitely not in the middle with a bunch of bullshit. I think it's dope that you, a single mom, have produced such greatness, and especially from Chicago.
Yes.
All in the comments, everybody keeps saying, "Damn, that's Polo G mama. She pretty as fuck."
Thank you.
Damn, Polo G mama bad as hell. Yes, she is.
Thank you so much.
But you do so many other things and wear so many other hats outside of just being Polo G's mama.
For sure.
And that's one thing that I think is so dope. and the way that you carry yourself as well. Very classy, and I like that about you because you are somebody's mama.
Yes.
And I
Somebody's
think,
grandma.
yeah, somebody's grandmama.
Yes. Polo has a son, Tremonti. He's
Oh yeah,
for sure.
damn girl, you don't look like no grandma.
Yep.
You bad, Stars.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I first got a chance to check you out. I knew you through some, Chicago is small. Everybody know everybody.
Absolutely.
And I knew you through some people, and I used to see you on social media and watch how you move. But what I really checked you out on, and I thought it was so dope, was the reality spoof spinoff that you did.
So for my 40th birthday, I did a spoof of Real Housewives, and I like the franchise because out of all of the women in the franchise, the Real Housewives are the only all black ensemble, and all of them are the representations. They're all business women. They're all entrepreneurs. And it's really important, as I said before, for me to always make sure that my children are being viewed with things like that and those positive representations of women. So that's why I was always a fan of Real Housewives of Atlanta, because these are black women doing positive things and, taking control of their narrative. So I'm like, you know what, maybe this year we'll do a Real Housewives, because I'm always doing something extra. And I'm like, let's do the Real Housewives
I'm
spoof.
for it though.
And it turned out to be a whole production, girl, hair, makeup, everything. I'm writing out a script, and my friends are just like, you're extra, but they was along for the ride, so they are too.
Oh, it was, thank you, CBS. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was fun.
Say I was on the floor watching it, and it actually had a damn good storyline.
Yeah,
I
I
was
wrote
hoping
it.
that y'all was gonna come out with some more. Y'all coming out with some more?
No, I wrote it just for that. So I'm like, well, let me get everybody some scripts, because all of my friends weren't familiar with it. And then I'm like, let's do some iconic scenes. So I literally put it all together from the clothing that they wore.
Somebody calling you,
My
girl.
connection is tripping. Gigi,
Okay.
it says low connection, but I have it plugged in. Gigi, could you help? I don't know what's going on. It should have been still in, but I don't think I'm getting anything to. Does that make sense? I'm not getting any power. It's saying low connection. On what? On the phone? It's like it's not on. Does that make sense?
Hey, baby.
The charger went. Ooh, so touch. I'm like, it's not giving me connection. It's not connected.
You said so, church.
She'll get it.
Hilarious.
But yeah,
So,
it was amazing. It was so much fun, and then it was.
I'm telling you, you should keep it going.
I think that it would, but I don't want to give too.
Nah, girl, you should do one. Even if you give us one a quarter, one every
Just
3 months.
a spoof, just for everybody.
Man, that was funny as hell, and I really was into it. I'm watching
my friends,
it
and they were so on board. They're like, "Let's do another," and I'm like, "No, they go so high."
So, I just mentioned that you wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you got your hands in? What are some of the pots that you got your hands in and that you're doing right now?
So first and foremost, I do artist management, and not just with my son, with other artists. I have a dope artist that's a female artist that I'm going to announce really, really soon that I'm working with, and I'm so proud and pleased to be working with her, and just to elevate what she's already built. So that's coming soon, and it's going to be amazing. Everybody gonna be like, what? Yeah. And then
Sounds like you might have to be on Thick Girl Thursday.
yeah, let's do it. And so I have artist management, and I do talent, whether it be celebrity hairstylists, whether it's makeup, whether it's photographers and artists. And then also I have a podcast, I Birth Legends, and I made my I Birth Legends podcast, and the concept while I was literally inside of my subsidized housing. I told my children that they would be legendary in their own right, and that I would have a brand. And I'm like, I'm going to have this brand, and this brand will be a beacon of hope for other kids that look like us, walk like us, talk like us, and prepare parents too. And they're like, Mom, everybody feels that their kids is a star. I'm like, well, everybody ain't mine. All I know is this is what I'm going to do. This is what it's going to be. And that's what y'all going to do. So I birthed legends, and we recently did Tina Knows, which was like surreal. So when I made it, I'm like, once I get Mama Knows, that's going to be like the pinnacle, and I'm going to know that I made it. And I'm like, I did. I'm like, what the hell is next?
Yeah.
What the hell is next?
When you start at the top, like the ceiling is wide open. So yeah.
So I'm happy about that. And then just branching off and doing the podcast. And then next for us is also some reality TV. As I said before, we need some positive reflections of ourselves. So we're in talks of a reality show for us, Meet the Capalots, and then one for myself. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, and then I manage children. I have a 7-year-old, Leia. Leia, we say all the time that Polo is the celebrity of the family, but Leia's the star. So she's filming. She's reading for some film. She has her own book coming in April. It's called Leia the Bully-Proof Bunny, where she talks about ways to deter. Yeah, you know, when our kids get into the celebrity life, we're thrust into it also, right?
Absolutely.
So in us being thrust into it, we have people that are behind the scenes hating on my 7-year-old, saying mean things to my 7-year-old, and then I have to school her on, you know, those are their inadequacies and those are reflections.
Isn't that sick?
It's crazy. It is absolutely positively crazy, but it comes with the territory. And I mean, it's not going to stop anytime soon. So you have to take the good with the bad, the bitter with the sweet. And that's what we're doing. And just letting her know to be a self-assured person, because what someone else has going on has absolutely nothing to do with her. And she's getting it. And to see her say, hey, I want to do a book so other kids can understand, that warmed my heart and let me know that she's like on the map. And she's always manifesting something. She's like writing down what she wants and how she wants to build her online boutique bigger. And I want to be in stores. And so she's always, when I say there's never a dull moment. And then my 16-year-old now, he's like, he's going to drop his first single next week. And so it's like, what do you do to top having one celebrity kid? You make another one. So, so that's what we're doing. And like I said, we're always working on something. What's up? What percent? Let's see. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Because it's not long enough when they try to look it up over here.
You want to move it?
Yeah, the extension cord.
Oh, okay.
So the light might go out.
The light's going to go out for 1 second.
No, you're good, babe.
Thank you, Gigi. Can you see? We had the nice little setup, and then the cleaners came and messed up and messed it up.
Girl, we know how to improvise and make it through. You still good. So many people on these comments like, oh wow, she's so intelligent, she's so well spoken. Wow, and they are very surprised. And I'm wondering why everybody is so surprised. It's amazing to me that we really aren't used to seeing women of our caliber who are well spoken yet beautiful, and then coming from it where you came from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People are really surprised. And
unfortunately, that's the stigma, and I get it all the time. People are, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, that is the stigma, and I do get it a lot, where people look at you and they literally proverbially read a book by its cover, and they say, okay, well, she can't be all of these things. If she in fact is his manager, then maybe she's not knowledgeable. If she's attractive, then maybe she's not just that smart. And it's like, no. Some of the most amazing women that I've ever encountered, I can't hold you, have been from Chicago, and they're very well faceted. They're very well versed, and I take pride.
You know what we do.
Yeah, and I take pride in where I come from, and you know, putting on for my city, and not only that, for my family itself.
What are some of the adversities that you've had to deal with everything that's happening? Because it happened pretty fast.
It happened fast, and people really think.
Yeah, it happened very fast.
It's only been 2 years.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a big, huge change to take everything in and undergo everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the biggest thing was being thrust inside of the public eye. And when you start that celebrity, what happens is not only are the kids in it, you're in it, and then you have so many, by being a male-dominated field, people will look like, and you are, and what have you done? And you know what I mean? And I'm like, what have I done? I've only birthed legends, but I'll show you, you know what I mean? So there's been so many people, and I pop my stuff because I don't owe anybody any favors. When I came in and I asked for assistance, nobody gave it to me, and I made a way for myself, and I stand 10 toes on that and making a way for myself. I can honestly say that I did it self-assured as a woman with little to no experience, and my son is in Grammy conversations. We're at the pinnacle of his success, and he did it with a momager. So, you know, in a male-dominated industry where I had no experience, it was sink or swim, and I made sure that I rode the wave.
I love it. I love it. If you had advice for some of the parents who their children come up to them and say, "Hey, Ma, I want to be a rapper," and they say,
"Do it." We so many times we tell our children what they can't be. We tell them, go get a good government job. Who the fuck said I wanted to be working at the post office? And no disrespect, but stop putting ceilings and limits to what your children can do, right? Let's start there. If my children said that they wanted to be astronauts, let me see if I can get you some moon boots and let's moonwalk in this motherfucker. Let me see what it is that we can do to facilitate. Stop giving these kids limitations. And that's what I do not like, and that's what I despise. And then once a kid says what they want to do, then it's like the resistance that we find inside of the home first and foremost, because we were taught that. We were taught when you dream big, well, maybe you want to go down so that it's a cushion and it lessens the blow if you fail. If you fail, get up and do it again until you succeed. You know what I mean? And so that's what I've always taught my children. And I would say that also treat your children's dreams as a business. This ain't no fucking hobby. If my son was just singing in the shower, then it would be a hobby. But if you're going to go and say you're going to be selling out arenas, don't treat this as a hobby, as a shower concert, if you will. Treat it as if it's a business. And I feel that not many parents do so. And they like downplay what it is that their children are going to do. If so many other people motivated their children, were there, and not so much as money, but just encouragement, you would have no clue how many of these children would be much more than they are today, because all it takes is just a spark of hope, a spark of inspiration, and that starts at home.
I think, number one, I agree with you 10,000%. I agree. I'm a mom too. I have a son. My son is 23. And from the start.
Amazing. Black don't crack. Come on now. You look amazing.
Thank you, girl, because I'm no spring chicken. But yeah, no, but I have pushed him to accomplish whatever goals he wants to meet and exceed and succeed. And I'm not gonna even start and make this about me, but I gotta talk about my baby real quick.
Absolutely.
He is about to graduate. He's in his last semester at Michigan State University, and he is going to be a chemist.
Come on.
He'll be a black chemist.
A chemist. Come on.
So I feel like single moms, a lot of times we can be dismissive, not intentionally, but just because we want what's unfortunately a reality for young black men. And that is for them, like you said, to get a good government job and to not really chase their dreams, because sometimes we don't see those dreams, more than likely because of who we are, manifest. What would you say was the most difficult thing getting to where you are today? What's the one thing that you just kept running into as far as like a stumbling block with getting your son where he is and you being where you are?
It was so many comparisons when we came out. And it was at the time where a lot of Chicago artists were popping, and everybody stuff was popping off. And it's like, oh, such and such was signed. God damn, we was just all him here. Such and such was signed. And it was a lot of comparisons that were going on early on. You know what I mean? And I had to tell myself that whatever is going on, you keep your eyes on your own paper. You know what I mean? Don't you look left, don't you look right. You keep your eyes on your shit because your
Mhm.
is yours, theirs is theirs. And we just continue with our formula. We didn't care what other people were doing, what they had going on, but that's what we encountered a lot. People comparing Polo to other artists inside of the city, people comparing me to other managers inside of the city. And we're like, you know what? We have to show that we are different and in, just staying true to ourselves and our approach to things.
What was your reasoning? You guys are not in Chicago now. You guys moved,
Oh,
right?
hell no. Immediately when my son was signed, I told the label that they were not to release that he was signed. They were not to release for how much he was signed because you're from Chicago, you know the culture that people love to see. The love is real, but the hate is also. So
Woo, girl, speak on it.
the
Speak on
moment
it.
that you see people come up, then that's when they get shot up. That's when they get attacked or whatever. So
Rob,
I immediately
kidnappings.
I immediately moved my son to Cali. I still have my place inside of Chicago, but I dropped everything. We went to Cali, and when we went to Cali, we found him a place. I found a place. I stayed out there for a year, and then I moved back just to get him settled because that was the most important thing to me, to get him off the land. You didn't come that far to still be inside of that situation. And people, they say all the time, well, I want to stay in the hood. I want to stay true. You work your ass off not to be and wake up inside of that reality. And then you work once you get to that point to make sure that you're a beacon of hope for somebody else so that they don't live that reality too. So the first thing we did was got the hell up out of Chicago.
Smart move.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for someone from Chicago? Because it's hard. We don't have distribution here. So unlike California, unlike New York, we don't have a lot of the same resources to get started in the music game. What's some good advice that you would give a up and coming artist that's trying to get on, that has what it takes, that has the tenacity?
I'm a
What would you give
pregame.
them?
I'm gonna tell you, the first thing that they should do is stay independent. But the reason why you go with a record label is because the upfront money in advance, right? And then besides the upfront money in advance that will change your life, can change your life because most of the times it is in their best interest to give you pennies. So if you're not self-assured, they're not creating any.
Come on and kick this shit. Come on and kick this shit. Cause I know. I know. Come on and kick
Yeah,
this shit.
absolutely. So the best thing for you to do is, one, stay independent. Two, if there comes a time and a need where you don't have it, viral. Going viral has changed the game, where you can get the attention of others, and necessarily it doesn't have to be a label. It could be someone who's financially secured, management on the management side, that can assist you with facilitating your goals and your dreams. I will also say that if you have something really good, viral content, make sure that you push your YouTube page, because that leads to monetization, and having monetization gives you money
Yep.
out of your pocket that can continue to fund and pay for videos. Make sure that your content is not only consistent, but it's also good content, you know what I mean? And then make sure you have TikTok campaigns that goes to your streams, your downloads, that increases what money. Make sure that you get playlisted. Once you get songs that are on those platforms, playlisting also goes to your streams, your downloads, and increases what? Money. You go and get these people from off of YouTube or TikTok that have such a large following. You put a damn dance to it and you have them do the damn dance. The dance goes viral, and what? It's more streams to your shit. Just so many things that people wouldn't look at that are just common sense plays. And that's what I would say. And if your end game is to be signed, make sure you have a 50-50 profit share split, so that once you break even from what your advance is, now all of that profit comes back to you, and it's not 100%, but it's a 50-50 profit share. Well, once you break even, it's only up from there. So it's just those little things that I would say, but they're really.
You have done your fucking homework. 2 years in, and you know all this shit.
Yeah.
I know people that's been in the game longer than 2 years, and
Oh,
they
I
don't know
found
that.
that out. So I'm like, I'm a nosy mother. I'm a Cancer, right? So there's no, so I'm always like, oh, okay. So knowledge is power. So I made sure that if there was anything, I devoured it. I devoured it, and I had to understand, because in my son stepping into generational wealth, we had to make sure that it was generational and it was not fleeting. So in order for that to happen, I had to make sure that it is what it was. It was not just surface, but this was we were in it for the long haul.
And before we go, because I know you got to get to your podcast, so I'm not going to keep you. And I decided not to go with the Thick Girl Thursday questions tonight, because this is just not the form. Yes, I knew you was gonna feel, but no, you somebody's mama. We got something else going on right now. It's just, you got to know your audience, you got to know your guests, and that's why I've been in this game for as long as I have, to know. We got something good going right now. Let's not make it.
I just want to say thank you for opening your platform. Like me, thank you for also being just that light that we seek, and just keep on. I admire you. You're one of the women that stand 10 toes, and it's not easy in your position, and I know that, and I see you, Queen, and I salute you.
I know. Thank you so much. That meant a lot to me. I appreciate that. You have no clue how much that meant to me. I appreciate that. Real quick, what is the one thing that is the biggest misconception about you that you think people might believe and might think about you? And
I really don't know, because I try not to pay attention to anything that's not edifying. So if there is anything even circulating, I couldn't even tell you what it was, Queen, because I don't even pay attention to it. But what I will say is that I'm very hopeful. If there's anybody that's within arm's reach that I can assist, I will do so. No strings attached. And people like that are very, very rare. And with me, it's what you see is what you get.
Okay, and one last question, then I'm gonna let you go, because I think I got 2 minutes. What do you have to say to people who say, well, they moved out of Chicago, why is he still talking about gangs and shooting and this and that? Which actually, I don't even really hear him doing a lot of that in his music, but people do say that and are very critical. What do you have to say to people who have that opinion?
He continues to talk about it because he's lived it, and he continues to talk about it because he has an audience who wants to listen to it. And that's just that. As an artist, you produce what your audience wants to listen to. And he's not talking about things that he is far-fetched and removed from. We have been poor longer than we have been rich. So he's going to talk about what he knows.
That's that on that. Tell everybody how they can find you if they're looking for artist management, or are you still taking more artists now?
I'm not right now, because I am the type of person, if I can't give you my all, then I'm not going to take you on, because I understand the weight that comes with.
You're so fucking solid.
I'm just not going to have it just to say I have these people on my roster. If it's not going to be impactful, if I'm not going to change your life, then I can't do it. But you can always, to see what I have going on, StaciaMac.com and iBirthLegends.com. And yeah, I'm Stacia Mac everywhere. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook.
Thank you so much, Queen, for coming out here tonight, girl. I'm hurry up and get you off of here. Thank you.
I
guys go watch the podcast.
And let's save this so I can say something to the people down there. I couldn't read it during that. I got my classes, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and thank you so much for coming on Thick Girl Thursday, man. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Queen.
If you came on late, make sure you go to Thick Girl Thursday's YouTube page and check out the complete full 30-minute interview. Girl, I love you. And you can call on me industry-wise, whatever you need for the baby.
Locked in.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank y'all. Next week, man. Don't forget, I'm going to be on vacation.
You got to do it.
So the week after that, we're going to do something real big. And it's a secret. I can't tell you what yet. But thanks for tuning in to Thick Girl Thursday. Make sure you check out the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also Apple Music, YouTube channel. And that's it. Frank Rob 107. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.